Hey guys, Corey from Aquariumcoop.com. Today I've got something a little bit different for you. It's my top 10 fish I would buy if I only had access to a Petsmart. Now, if I had access to Petsmart and Petco, I would choose Petsmart. They typically have a better selection of fish, in my opinion. Now, things that I'm taking into consideration: how likely are these things to get sick? How likely are they to be kept correctly at the store, and how likely are you to be successful with them, and then in general, overall compatibility. So I've got 10, not necessarily, best to worst or anything like that, but 10 solid choices that I would feel okay with buying from PetSmart. That being said, quarantine everything, whether you're in my store or you're going to a PetSmart, whatever, always quarantine first. That's just safe, but these are in my opinion, your best options. All right. The first thing, Bettas. Because they're kept in their own little containers there, they don't really see any other fish. They don't get diseases really, so they're pretty safe, and they typically have a wide selection. Now, that being said, depending on where you go, sometimes they're not taken care of that well. So make sure you're buying a healthy, active Betta. Maybe you buy them a few days after they come in, something like that. But in general, I can't down talk them. They got a wide selection and a lot of them, and they typically are priced right, and a lot of people get great Bettas from PetSmart. Next up, I would say a real winner that seems to survive for everyone would be Albino corydoras. They're pretty much universally at every pet store. They're pretty darn hardy. They are a scavenger, but you want to dedicated feed them. Get at least 3 to 6 of them. 6 being better than 3, but it depends on what tank size. I would say optimally 20 gallons or more, but you might be able to shoehorn them into a 10 with 3 or 4 of those little buddies. And they'll kind of be a great cleanup crew for you, and as long as their bellies aren't really sunken in, you're probably okay. Obviously look for ick or something like that, but if they visually look okay and they don't have sunken in bellies, you're probably okay to take them home and quarantine them. Next up, I've got the Glowlight tetra. Now, it's a silver and orange kind of tetra. It's a silver above the orange, so it mostly looks like it's got an orange line. They get about 3 inches or so. Very, very, very hardy. Now, because they're so hardy, they can live in kind of suboptimal conditions. They're a tetra, so you want to get a school of 6 or more. They're going to school around, I recommend 10 gallons or more, anywhere from a 7 to an 8.0 pH. They're real tolerant, real forgiving, and usually about the only thing you really got to watch out for is that ick. If they don't have ick, you're probably okay to quarantine them, and after a week or 2, go ahead and move them into your main display tank. Next up, I've got the Australian rainbow fish. Now, that's a specific rainbow there. They'll call it the Australian rainbow fish, even though, lots of rainbows are Australian. But the Australian rainbow fish tends to be about $3, which is a great deal. Gets about 6 inches. And if you had a big 55-gallon or a 75 and you had, like silver dollars and that kind of more boisterous fish, these would fit right in. Now, you could also keep Basmani rainbows, turquoise rainbows, all that. You just want to look for ick, take them home, quarantine them, keep that pH above 7, keep them in a group of 6 or more. So yeah, 6 at $3, pretty affordable. 6 at $10, and some of those fancier rainbows, not as affordable, but hey, if you like the look, go ahead and grab it, but they're super easy to keep, in my opinion. They can be quick to get to food, so you wouldn't want to keep them with the Bettas, for instance, but otherwise, with other quick-moving fish, they do great. Tetras, rasboras, all that stuff. Next up, another tetra, and that would be the red-eye tetra, or the monk tetra as it's sometimes called. Silver, black dot, red eye on it. Really, really hardy fish. Gets about 2.5, 3 inches. Keep them in a group. They'll tolerate a pH from 7 to 8. And as long as they don't look sick in the store, take them home, quarantine them, you'll probably be okay. Next up, blood parrots. Now, I know it's a hybrid fish, but when you get them at PetSmart, it's one of the cooler fish they offer. I even have some at home. They get, about this size full-grown, kind of full-grown angelfish size. And being that they're a cichlid, they're pretty hardy. Now, as long as you don't put them in way too small of an aquarium, usually they're not too aggressive. You can get 1 out of 10 or so that's, just Billy beat 'em up type of attitude instead of peaceful. But they've got really small mouths and they can't really open or close them. So you can usually keep them with other fish, and the most they can do is try and aggress and bully them, so they can bully things like angelfish and gouramis. But tetras and that kind of stuff, not so much. And so you can keep them in these big planted tanks. I would say optimally 55-gallon or larger. And it's just a big centerpiece show fish that can do well with a lot of other silver dollars and even smaller fish. So a lot of variation, and that orange and red color brings something it's not quite easy to get in your aquarium. Next up, I've got the algae eater. So what's the best algae eater in my opinion to buy at a PetSmart? A lot of you are thinking the bristlenose. It's good. It was my second choice, but my favorite pick is the rubber lip plecostomus. They're really good at eating algae. They tend to be very, very hardy, and it's way easier in my opinion to see when they've got ick or something like that, whereas bristlenose are already spotted, and so sometimes they have the ick and you don't notice it till you get it home. So that's why I think the rubber lip is a better buy for most people, because you can spot that ick early and go, ooh, I'm not going to buy this batch, I'm going to wait down the road, maybe try it again in a month or 6 weeks. You only need one, pretty much no matter how big your aquarium is. I mean, I guess at about 300 gallons, maybe to keep more than one, but you'd be better off varying the types of algae eaters you keep than getting more than one. They only get about 5 inches for the ones you're normally going to see in a pet store. There's some other types of rubber lips out there that get much larger. That being said, I only see the common smaller ones actually being sold. Next up, I've got rasbora hets. So they're a fish that get about 3 inches. They school around. They've got orange and black on them. They look super cool. They're super duper hardy. They tolerate a wide range of pH. They got a big enough body not to get eaten by a lot of things, and they tend to be very cheap. So it's kind of like a why not get that? It's got all the things I want. Color, it's cheap, it's got the size, they're peaceful, and I don't have to buy too many, just 6. More the merrier though. Next up, I've got the black neon tetra. These things are bulletproof. They get about 3.5 inches, and they get about 1 inch tall. They get beefy in their older age, but they're still super laid back, easy to keep. As long as they don't have ick, again, you're probably okay. Take home a group of at least 6, add them. They look really good against a green background of plants, and really, I keep them in a lot of aquariums, and I sell them a lot. And if you're a newbie, definitely want to get some of those. They're just super duper cool and hardy. All right, my last favorite fish from PetSmart, and I actually found this fish at PetSmart, and I bought them, and I keep them to this day still, is the Marigold variatus. Very, very close cousin of the platy. The colors on these things are amazing. I now keep a hyphen form, which PetSmart doesn't sell, but it's one of my absolute favorite fish. Even if I couldn't get the hyphen, I carried them, or I kept them for a very long time in my fish room with just the PetSmart ones. And they were like, you can buy them when they're on sale for like $1. Now with these guys, it's pretty common they have bacterial infections, so you probably want to treat with something like erythromycin. Not as common with the ick, they can get it, but really look at the fins and see if they're all clamped up. That's usually a sign that they're going to have a bacterial infection, and that's what I would watch out for on these guys. But let me know what your favorite fish are from PetSmart. I don't shop there much anymore. I do walk in and see what they got going on just to see. But let us know down below, and if you want, you can hop over to like the Patreon page and post pictures if you're unfortunate and you can only shop from a PetSmart. I know a lot of you guys around the country have that scenario going on where you don't even have a local store and your local PetSmart is 3 hours away, but hey, you drive there, you go get your fish, and you enjoy the hobby all the same. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe.